Next on Good Morning El Paso.
This is the highest flood that we've ever had in recorded history in the state of Texas.
Texas once again getting slammed by deadly weather and flooding. The death toll rising, others still missing. We have your complete storm track weather coverage.
From wine to slides to rocking out, the borderland had plenty to do this Memorial Day weekend. A look at the impact on business.
And could technology made by UTEP students soon be used in space? Why NASA is looking at a team of UTEP space miners.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
Probably like 6 foot deep at the Beltway, underneath the Beltway and I-10. That's where I picked up 8 people there.
Well, take a look at that. Thousands of drivers were stranded in Houston as a flooding emergency is now in effect for the first time ever for Houston.
Deadly weather causing damage for many, and it's only just the beginning for some places. Good morning, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Floren. Good morning, everyone. Let's go right now to a live shot that we actually have. Actually, this is a live look here in El Paso, but this is a live look in Houston right now. And we're getting some live feed coming from the chopper, and it's just amazing, just the flooding that we're seeing. Even though we're not familiar with the intersections that they're showing, there are cars upside down, there are businesses and homes flooded.
You can see that the water is pretty high in this area, and just reports in different parts of Texas. We heard that the Blanco River was 26 feet higher in an hour. It rose that much, so you can imagine just how quickly the water is accumulating in different parts of Texas. Again, this is in Houston, where you can see the water is very deep. This is a road, and you can see just how high it is underneath those overpasses.
So much devastation, so we'll have more on this coming up. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take that nice shot of El Paso. Feel kind of guilty showing that right now, but it is a great start to the day.
Of course, we are in the desert Southwest, much different than Houston, but of course, it looks beautiful out there. A nice start to the day. Can't even see a breeze shaking that post, which we usually use as our indication that
something's happening
out there, but not really right now.
And Crystal's got to look at our forecast right now. Good morning, Crystal.
Good morning. Yeah, our forecast just looks so great. We are especially lucky as we see that weather that's sitting off to the east of us. I have to stress and say this, even if it's not affecting us right now, this is something that all those networks in the central and east parts of Texas have been saying, and some people have not been heeding the advice. Turn around, don't drown. As we head into our monsoon this summer, same situation. When roads are like that, it is not worth driving in it. Let's talk about our forecast. We're not going to have the rain issues today for us. Clouds and radar showing us that we are actually under completely clear conditions as we move along the map here. There is just going to be sunshine with the sun rising outside and through the rest of today. As for your temperatures, we're at 57 in El Paso. Winds are calm. Las Cruces at 52 degrees and winds at 6 miles per hour. So great conditions out there to kick off our morning, especially because you've got to head back to work, a lot of you. How will it be, though, in the days to come, or how about if you're already looking out to the weekend? We'll have those details in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Crystal. Well, relentless storms continue to hammer Texas and the southern plains this morning, and those storms now blamed for 6 deaths, and it's not over yet. ABC's Bazi Kanani has our storm track weather coverage.
Another dousing in Texas. Drivers in Houston deciding whether to abandon their cars or try to push through. Hundreds forced to wait it out for hours inside the stadium after the Rockets game ended.
Oh my God, oh my God.
The raging floodwaters in central Texas thrashing around this SUV and washing out hundreds of homes.
This was my wedding, and this is all I have.
Blackhawks sent in to rescue the stranded as thousands are forced to evacuate the worst flooding they have ever seen. At least 5 dead, many others still missing.
You cannot candy coat it. It's absolutely massive.
Just across the border, devastation from the tornado that tore through this small town, killing 13, slamming cars into homes, flipping this school bus. The severe weather stretching all the way to the Florida coast, where a beachgoer captured this video of a water spout coming ashore in Fort Lauderdale, launching a bounce house into the air. Parents watching helplessly.
I was crying. Yeah, she was crying. I was crying and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't believe this.
Throughout the holiday weekend, red flag warnings posted.
When I realized we were far out and I started trying to go back in, it just kept pulling me back out.
Lifeguards rescuing dozens swept away by powerful rip currents. Bazi Kanani, ABC News, Washington.
The death toll in Hays County, Texas is at 1, with 12 others missing right now. Take a look. This is what Texas Governor Greg Abbott saw as he flew over the Blanco River yesterday. Governor Abbott says this is the highest flood Texas has had in recorded history. The floods washed away a cabin with 2 families. Those 12 are still missing. Among the worst affected communities are Wimberley and nearby San Marcos, where hundreds of homes were destroyed.
Switching gears now, the Memorial Day weekend brought plenty of events to choose from here in the borderland, and ABC 7 is looking into how it impacted local businesses. In Anthony, thousands attended the Kelly Q Balloon Fest. In Las Cruces, the Southern New Mexico Wine Fest attracted around 14,000. In downtown El Paso, Broadway show Wicked played to a packed audience at the plaza, and the 3-day Neon Desert Music Festival had its biggest audience since starting 5 years ago. Co-founder Zach Paul says in 2010 it was a 1-day show attracting about 10,000. Now it's a 3-day show attracting 45,000. Rafael Terrazas, owner of Downtown Bar and Diner Craft and Social, says he's been able to go from serving drinks to dinner to lunch 7 days a week. The Neon Desert team says they will start to plan next year's festival this summer. No word on whether it will be 3 days again or just go back down to 2.
Well, those downtown business owners aren't just getting a boom from local events. When the Neon Desert Festival does come back, some El Pasoans will be lucky enough to walk just a few blocks from home to see it. New details are coming out about some downtown apartments that are set to open up later this year. Good morning, El Paso. Denise Olivas has more on this story. Denise?
Good morning, Hillary. Downtown El Paso is adding some new places to live here at Stanton and Mills at the historic Martin Building. And this isn't the first time that there have been attempts to renovate this building, but it looks like this time it is finally happening. And it's also the building's sign, or soon-to-be sign, that'll go up on top of the building that is creating some buzz. Well, the Martin Building will be renovated into apartments smack in the middle of a busy downtown El Paso. It will have 2 floors of retail space with 41 apartments above. But in the works right now is also a massive marquee sign with the word Electric City that will be placed above the building. Our news partners, El Paso Inc., report that this is the new name also that will be labeled here for this part of downtown. And we found these photos of the gigantic sign being built at an art gallery in Los Angeles. The sign is expected to go up in the next few weeks. The El Paso Inc. also reporting that rent for these apartments will start at just under $700 per month. But also, this isn't the first time that this building will have such a huge marquee sign on top. Coming up in our next half hour, I'll tell you how some of the developers are recreating a little piece of history here at the Martin Building. For now, we're live in downtown El Paso. Denise Olivas, ABC 7.
Great name. All right. Thanks so much, Denise. In the near future, NASA astronauts could soon use a tool in space designed and created right here in El Paso by UTEP students. UTEP's team of space miners will be in Houston next week testing that creation. The group is one of 18 in the nation chosen to be part of NASA's Micro G Next program. It challenges students to work in teams to design and build prototypes of tools to be used by astronauts during spacewalk training. UTEP students created what's called a float sample grabber. It's a pin screen device with steel rods and a plastic handle made at UTEP's 3D printing lab. It will collect rock samples from the surface of an asteroid.
This is just one of the things you run into in STEM, that yes, the work's a lot harder, but at the end of the day, I mean, you put all your effort into it, you do as much as you can, and the amount that you get out is just really satisfying.
The group will present that creation to a team of engineers at NASA's Johnson Space Center. The group will head then to Houston on Sunday. The tool could be used as early as 2020. That's not that far away.
No, it's really not. And now it's time to take a look at our TxDOT traffic cameras in downtown El Paso. You can see that things have picked up just slightly as the sun is rising above the borderline, but no problems to tell you about at this point. Of course, we'll keep an eye on things for you.
Well, you have probably noticed some improvements along I-10. If not, then you're not paying attention.
It's all part of a project to beautify the freeway, but it's also attracting quite a bit of vandals. We'll explain.
And a former El Pasoan got the concert experience of a lifetime. Just how he managed to perform with the legendary band U2.
But first, we're looking at some hot temps headed our way. Meteorologist Crystal Pye has your detailed forecast. Crystal.
That's right, and how high will they go? We'll look at today and the jump ahead of us. It's coming up after your break.
Thanks, Crystal. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.